Okay, well, welcome back to this is my week 2 update of my YouTube channel. I'm Jess. My channel is If Jess Can, You Can. I'm going to try to say as few times as possible, but I am still a pro at saying it. Last week when I reviewed the channel, I was at 418 views. I had 12 subscribers, and I was around 12 hours of watch time. And now, 1 week later, in my 2 weeks, I am at 660 views, as you can tell, 21.4 watch time hours, and I'm at 29 subscribers. I don't know why it says that plus 27, but I'm at 29, which is interesting. And let's see if I can. Still to this day, my top video is the 50-year-old YouTuber fail. It was my kickoff video, and a sad reality is that that video is about 17-18 minutes long, I think, and my average view duration is only 2 minutes. So if you see this on here, it says 2 minutes, but I have had 220 views. It spiked around April 3rd, I think it was. And my first initial video that I did was my second largest, which is this selling my camper. I'm actually, I am selling my camper that I have. I have this 2022 Mountain Goat Trailers Lumberjack. It's like a teardrop type of trailer, rugged, all this type of thing. But I'm selling it so that I can actually buy real equipment, because I've been doing everything on this guy. And I'm really hoping to improve that, do a better job with it. Third video is check engine light, the worst cook in America one, where I made this corn casserole. This past week I did make a change. I moved my gratitude walks, which was just a kind of a mixture of me out on hikes and exercising with doing discussion about like a Bible verse or something like that. So I created a separate channel this week. That was one of my new things that I did, and I call it gratitude walks. So this video that's on there was one of my original ones that I did, but I've moved it over to its own channel just because I felt like the content or my topics basically just doesn't fit with what I'm doing here. A lot of the videos that I do are geared towards, they're how-to videos, but there's a variety of things I'm just not good at. Home repair, car repair, cooking. I'm pretty terrible at those things. There's some stuff I don't do well as well. There's other things I do great at, but my point is people get to watch these videos of me working through something, and they actually get to see real time me coming up with solutions for something. And sometimes it ends up being funny because, and I'm not trying to be funny. You're watching me, I guess, get annoyed because I can't figure out certain things, even though I'm college educated and all those kind of things. So yeah, even like there's a smoothie video, if you get to see it, where I literally make a big mess with making a smoothie for the first time ever. And that's been my effort to try to get healthier and eat healthier. Being a 50-year-old male with, high triglycerides and high cholesterol, I'm trying to improve in those areas. And that's part of me also getting out and hiking and walking around, trying to get some more exercise. But the videos are, again, you're getting to watch me come up with the solutions right on camera. So that part is interesting. But I do ultimately end up getting to the answer. So whether it was fixing the check engine light on my son's car, or me trying to fix the musty smell in my Jeep. I bought this Jeep Wrangler a few months ago, and it just kind of smelled funky in there, and I don't know why, but I found out there was this spray that you could put in there. So you get to watch me go through that whole process with that. Going back over, let's take a look at content. So I don't know exactly what this means, but my understanding is impressions has to do with, I've had 7,700 impressions. So my video is showing up when somebody's on YouTube 7,700 times. So the sad reality is that somebody's not clicking that. There's maybe my thumbnail or the topic or whichever, my title's just not grabbing them, and they're not taking a look at it. And then I'm sure there's some folks that go, oh my gosh, you've only had this many views or this many subscribers in 2 weeks time, so your channel is a giant fail. And my approach or attitude with this is, if it's failing, I'm going to keep going after it. I'm going to keep working on it. So I'm not going to give up. Impressions click-through rate 5.7. This is the views per impression shown. Okay. Average, again, duration is just under 2 minutes. Let's see. I thought this was interesting. Audience. So I don't know why this is. I've only had one returning viewer, which I don't think is a good sign, and which I don't understand then. It must mean that all of my video views that I have seen are completely unique visitors. I think that part is good if it's somebody new coming in to look at it. I just don't know if I'm so new that this number is skewed. They don't have a proper data set to grab it from, but I could be wrong. These guys are a lot smarter than I am. So, but I've had 278 unique viewers. And again, this big spike happened on this day. I guess it was that, and I know the one video that got watched a lot on that day was my 50-year-old YouTuber fail video, just my kickoff video. And yes, it's a long video. It was on purpose. I was just unloading. I was saying everything, putting everything in that video on purpose. So let's see. Get this guy to move here. So 58.6 are not subscribed viewers, and then 41.4. My hope is, obviously those numbers adjust, but my hope is that if I have more content and people see like a reason for it to stick around, or at least just hit that sub button for me, then those numbers maybe will adjust. I don't know why it constantly says mostly United States, 2% Canada. I have no idea where the rest of these 22% of people are coming from. So let's see. And then, of course, this is weird. 18 to 24 is my average demographic. I don't know what that is about. My 20-year-old son does watch up at college there. So content. Top moments, spikes. Let's see what. Oh. So it did this little box right here, for example, on this video. And there's this little chart here. So at about 33 seconds, that's like the bulk of my viewership time. And some of this, sadly, is somebody clicks it and like, no, I didn't want to be in that. That's terrible. So, hey, that was my first video. So I'm just going to just leave it right there. All right, back to the videos. So there are those. And then let's see, I think we went through some of these already. So audience, content. There is a chart that shows or that it exists out there, is how viewers find your video. So there's browse features, channel pages, YouTube search. Let's see. Facebook. I guess some piece came from Facebook. Portion of your total traffic. So teardrop camping, 6.7%. Smoothie machine, 3.3%. Teardrop campers. I click this little more button here. So I guess these are kind of like search terms that somebody went and looked at. So, which is great. That's really interesting data. Hold on a sec here. And again, so I have to figure out how to add that little, box that's sitting right here or wherever, where somebody could click that to go to the next video. So that's something I still need to do. Again, last week I had updated that I'd made my channel banner. I'd done that piece. So, all right. Anyway, so I wanted to take a look. I'm hoping eventually I get better day. Oops, sorry about that. It's heard me. That was my last week's video. But I wanted to show you, though, eventually I'm hoping to find out what are similar videos that people are watching. So over here, click on this analytics. That reminds me too, I'm going to go back to this. There's this little ideas for you section, and I'm going to check that out. I sadly have not checked that out. I did have a busy week, so I still was pushing out some videos, but I didn't do as much creation, as they call it, yet. So, and I'm still wanting to, get ideas of what works or what doesn't work, and what's something that people would be interested in. So, well, I've already talked long enough. I'm going to wrap this one up here. So that's where I'm at this week, and 660 views, 21.4 watch hours. I got 29 subscribers. So hang on to your seats. Here we go. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in following my journey, just click like, subscribe to that, and we'll keep you updated. My name's Jess. Thanks.